But once I realized that I was the problem, everything changed. Everything changed for me. It was such a game changer. And I mean, I don't know, I feel like some of us kind of know what our problem is, or if we don't know, we didn't take the time to dig deep or afraid to dig deep. So trust me when I say marriage is a beautiful, wonderful thing. But if you're broken, I guess the extent of brokenness, because not all of us are perfect, right? It's gonna make it more difficult. And who wants difficulties? Okay, so if you are watching this right now, you either watched part 1 already and want to manifest your husband, or haven't watched part 1 and want to manifest a husband. If you haven't watched part 1, stop this video right now and go and watch part 1. This is a video series, so it's a series of videos that we're going to just tell all the details. I've been in a happy, healthy, loving relationship and marriage for 7 years, and I am going, and my goal is to help you get to a place where you can be happy and loved on and all that goodness. But first, go and watch the first part of this series and come back. I just want to thank you for subscribing. It's so easy for you to get these videos if you subscribe. Hit the bell and select all so that all these videos can come directly to you. I am not on a schedule right now, but the next part, which is part 3, will come next week sometime. But in case you don't want to miss it, just subscribe now. And of course, I want us to have an engaging relationship. I'm talking to you, so if you feel comfortable, feel free to talk to me in the comments or just converse with each other in a supportive way. We all need support at this time, especially if we are trying to get all the things that we want and need. And let me know down below if you want me to pray for you. I'm praying for you anyway, but if there's a specific prayer that you want me to do on my own and just, send it out to you, I will. And also, I did write a book in regards to manifesting a husband. You can find the link in the description box. I think it will be really helpful. There's more than one way to get to a destination, right? But I'm going to tell you what I did and what I had to go through to get there, and it may be something that you haven't done and that could get you to your destination of love. Anyhow, I know, I'm so corny. And most likely, you are the problem. So when I started to look inside myself, I'm like, maybe there's something that I have to do to change because I'm not seeing the results that I need, right? And this is something that I work on even now, even as a married person. But if I didn't work on that stuff beforehand, there's a certain maturity level that you need. There's a certain amount of self-confidence that you need. There's a certain amount of trust that you need. All these things, there's so many factors that come into a healthy, happy marriage. And if you have a hard time communicating, if you have trust issues, whatever issues, there's so many issues. Let me know down below what kind of issues you had. But once I realized that I was the problem, everything changed. Everything changed for me. It was such a game changer. And I mean, I don't know, I feel like some of us kind of know what our problem is, or if we don't know, we didn't take the time to dig deep or afraid to dig deep. Everyone that surrounds you is you pushed out. Everyone is you pushed out. For example, I was a former nurse and I had a patient that would come regularly. And let me tell you, this patient was mean. So mean. But I held it in. It's not till I went home that I was just like, oh my gosh. Why does this woman hate me so much? When I stopped getting anxiety about going into work and said, you know what, I'm just gonna do a good job and do it well, and I don't care what this lady says. Legit, that same day that I said that to myself and I went into work, it was like night and day. What I took from that is, because I was a new nurse in that role, I wasn't confident in what I was doing. And because I wasn't confident in what I was doing, she probably could sense that. And the moment that I became confident in what I was doing, she calmed her ass down. That's just an example. So I'm editing this video right now. An example of how at my job I lacked confidence, and once I gained confidence, I was able to get that back. So what I'm saying in regards to relationships, like if you are in a relationship that is that lacks trust, you probably either one need to look into whether you trust yourself, or two, whether you need to communicate effectively. Like those are the top two that I can think of. But just know that when the people that in your life, how their energy is, it might be reflecting back from your own energy, and you may not even realize it. Also, don't be afraid to go to therapy. I've been to therapy for trauma and for premarital, and it's done wonders. So let's just get back to the video. Work out whatever issues you have. You know it. Just think about it. Stew on it if you don't know, because I feel like this is a lifelong journey into becoming a better person. What you are in your 30s is not who you are going to be in your 40s. What you are in your 40s, you want to be better in your 50s. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? Like, there is always some kind of transformation that you want to have, even if it's a little bit. I think what's so important about this being a part 2 is the number 2, like an angel number, is pay attention. And I want you, what I would want you to take away from this is to pay attention to how you're feeling, pay attention to anything that you want to work on, and flip it. Not in a negative way, like, oh, I'm unattractive, oh, I am not desirable, or oh, guys are just crazy. I want you to flip it into a positive question. How can I be, so if you think that you're not attractive, how can I make myself feel more attractive? Is it just a little bit of makeup? Is it just classier clothes? Is it just the way I walk? The way you walk? That's what I'm working on, is walking. You know how in math class in school, they had you write out the problem, and you might know that answer off the top, right? And write it out. But then the teacher's like, no, I want to see you do the work, because sometimes that answer is wrong. You can swear up and down that answer is wrong, and you're like, oh, I didn't realize I had a wrong answer. I had made a mistake. So that's what I want you to do, is to do the work, because sometimes when you do the work, you're gonna find out a lot about yourself and a lot about how you can problem solve so that you can manifest that husband. But I must say, I was not able to do that alone. And so in the next part 3, which I'll post next week, is about who I needed to talk to